In this episode, all the exhausts, a slow race car, and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Welcome to episode 58 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rao, do you know what really grinds my gears?
What really grinds your gears? No, what actually grinds your gears?
Have you ever seen really long turn lanes?
I have, yep.
There's one around here that it specifically has, I think, like 4 or 5 entrances. It's a right-hand turn lane, and everyone decides to get into it immediately, even though the turn that they have is maybe 5 entrances down.
Yeah, so like you've got the right turn lane that's got one entrance for the grocery store, one entrance for the gas station, one entrance for the drugstore, and then the entrance for the actual turn you're going to be making.
Yes,
and you're trying to make the turn at the road and not into either the gas station, the grocery store, or the drugstore, right? Yes, and then you go to try to get in your correct entrance, and then the Muppet behind you was impatient and is now cock-blocked you out of your entrance.
Really grinds my gears.
It is so annoying.
So the correct way to do that, I believe, is to go in at the point of the last one that is coming up to your entrance.
Yeah, correct.
So right before your turn is where you need to get into that turn lane. Why does everyone get in the first one?
Because they are impatient Muppets.
But, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe that is it. It's a pain in the butt, though.
It is really annoying. Imagine teaching someone that.
It puts you in awkward spots, too.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Because then you have to force your way in.
Yeah.
Because you see, you've made this thought process. You've got the intention of like, okay, I see my entrance. I'm going to take my entrance. But you're keeping an eye on your rearview mirror.
Because you know.
Yeah, you know damn well what's about to happen. And you see the jackass that is inevitably in either a BMW or a clapped out F-150.
Or an Ultima.
Yeah, or an Ultima.
Yes.
Yeah, with body damage. Yes. That is driving one hand at 12 on the wheel, that's leaned way back. And you already can tell what's about to happen. You have the intention, I will use my correct entrance. And as soon as you pass the immediate entrance, you see that car dive in, and then you say, well, to hell with it. I must now make my way in. And then you have to force your way in.
Is it correct to allow them to pass you in the turn lane if you need to?
I don't know correct or not, but I do know I don't, because I just I give it a bootful, give it the beans, and just say, you shall stay back there, you jackass.
I think my new strategy there is I'm going to turn on my turn signal like I'm getting in it.
That's what
initially in the very first one.
Yep.
And just let it ride and let it ride.
Yeah.
So they know I'm coming over.
Yeah.
But I'm not coming over until it's the correct point to come over.
What's really fun that I'm not going to condone is throw your signal on, but be half in and half out the whole way down. I'm not going to condone this ever, but maybe you throw your signal on initially and then just ride like half your car in the turn lane, half your car in the through lane, and then just wait and then just watch them throw their hands up with inevitable rage because they're driving a Kia Soul but doesn't have a soul.
I like that. I like that one a lot.
Maybe
I might take you up on that one.
Give it a shot.
That's a good one.
It's quite comical to see the frustration.
So I'm going to come up with more grinds my gears.
Yeah, I like this. Ones. We should do more grinds my gearses.
You know, I'm sure that our wives would have a bazillion grinds my gears.
Yes, and part of their grinding gears would also be them grinding gears when they try to drive a manual.
True. That's a good one.
How about that?
All right.
Bazinga. So shall we move on then?
Let's go. Is there any news?
Yes. So last episode 57, we talked about the debut of the Gazoo Racing Corolla.
The GR Corolla.
We didn't have any actual specs and facts and figures. We just knew that they were debuting it. But we now have officially seen the debut. We have seen all the pictures, the pictars, and we have some specs. And, oh goddamn.
Do you like it?
I am smitten.
Ooh, tell me some more.
I actually, I'll have to.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But you know what I'm about to say. But let me give you some numbers, okay? So it was speculated that it was going to have the Yaris engine.
Okay.
Speculation is correct. That GR Yaris engine from Europe.
Okay.
Europe. Yep. Which is a 1.6 liter 3-banger.
A 1.6
turbocharged. Yep. Now,
That's right. We knew it was the 3-banger, which was the off-center odd.
That's what was speculated, right?
Yes.
Now, in the GR Yaris across the pond, it creates 268 horsepower. In our GR Corolla, we're getting 300, baby.
268 to 300.
Let's go.
Whoa,
Yep.
Big
So
difference.
there was this article that we were looking at where I believe Car and Driver chatted with the chief engineer of the GR Corolla. Now, I am going to do my damnedest to try to pronounce his name correctly.
You're way better.
Are you ready for this?
Go for it.
Naoyuki Sakamoto. I think that was actually pretty decent.
That is correct.
I think that was actually pretty decent.
I believe that's correct.
But I love some of the quotes from the chief engineer Sakamoto. So they were talking about how they were able to use that same Yaris engine and go from 268 to 300. And the quote was that, 300 up from 268 because they increased the boost. And to do that, they needed to reduce the back pressure, which means they needed to move more fuel in, more exhaust gas out, and it creates a high back pressure in regards to how they were able to bump that from 268 to 300. And the whole reason why they did that was because, and I'm going to quote here, Americans wanted more power. Yes! How freaking true is this? Oh my God, it's so perfect. Yes, Americans wanted more power. Yes, we do. Thank you very much.
Have you seen the back of this car?
Speed and power. Yes, I have, and I wanted to talk to you about that.
Yes. There are 3 exhaust tips.
There are.
And there is 1 in the center and 2 on each side.
Okay. So I have one thing about this car that I don't like.
Okay.
That.
Really?
I hate it. I hate the exhaust. If they would have just went with a center exit, beautiful. If they would have just went with the dual side exits, beautiful. No.
I'm kind of with you. It seems silly to me.
I'm waiting for an aftermarket tuning company to get a hold of it and just nix the 2 sides and only go with the center. Because that would look proper.
It's coming.
It'll be beautiful.
For sure.
Yes.
But an odd choice to do 3 exhaust ports at the back.
It's weird, for sure. What do you think about the looks of the car overall, though?
I think... Let me go back to some photos here. I think overall it does look good. Yeah, so...
No. It looks great.
It does look very good.
God damn it, I love it so much. God damn it, I love it so much.
For a Toyota, it looks very good.
It has forged carbon fiber roof.
This
is a Corolla with a forged carbon fiber roof.
Wow. Never thought I'd see that. That's pretty wild.
I love it.
No, I think it looks pretty aggressive for a Toyota. Like, very aggressive for a Toyota.
It's beefy. It looks like a TCR car for the streets.
It does look like a TCR car.
It looks like an IMSA TCR, like a Conti Series, Pilot Challenge, whatever it is. TCR car for the streets.
It's really there with, like, it feels like a Veloster. It feels like the...
Flared fenders.
Yep.
It's
aggressive.
Yes.
And I like it. I like it a lot.
Yes.
All right, so is there anything else?
I'm a big fan. Yes. So it's got the 300 horsepower in that 3-cylinder.
Okay.
And then let me give you a little reasoning here as to why they did go with that 3-cylinder versus trying to turbocharge a 4-cylinder.
Yeah, why would you go 3?
So, and here's a quote from Mr. Sakamoto. And it says, actually, the compact engine, speaking of the 3-cylinder, is right for a sports car. The more you can keep heavy parts close to the center of gravity, the better it handles. So a lighter engine is better. And then he goes on to say, a lighter car is better.
Okay.
I mean, you can't really dispute that.
Sure, a lighter car is better. Sure, a better center of gravity is better. I understand that. But
that's the reasoning why.
Is it worth the trade-off of having an off-balance engine? Because an off-balance engine is a pain in the butt, dude.
Yes, but it's obviously not been a problem for the GR Yaris because GR Yaris has been a stud.
Right? So far.
Yes, I actually saw a great meme about the GR Corolla. Mm-hmm. So we all know Top Gear, right? Mm-hmm. We all know the Stig, his royal Stigness, right? Mm-hmm. And you know the episodes where like they'd bring out not the Stig, but the Stig's American cousin.
Yes.
So this is not the GR Yaris, but this is the GR Yaris's American cousin.
Yes, it actually is.
Yes, this is the Stig's American cousin, the Yaris's American cousin.
Huh.
But yeah, so that's why they did go with a 3-cylinder, not a 4-cylinder. This is going to develop 273 pound-feet of torque. So that's a great big lot of torque for a little car with 3 cylinders.
273 is a lot.
300 horsepower, 273. Yeesh.
Did we get a weight out of it yet?
We did.
Ooh.
3,200 pounds.
Okay.
That's on par with every other hot hatch out there.
It is.
Every other hot hatch is between like $3,000 to 3,500 pounds.
Yeah. Yep. And the horsepower numbers, I think that's actually above.
That is way above every other hot hatch out there.
Like Veloster's 280 or something.
I think the Veloster's like 273 or something like that.
Yeah.
GTI is about 245, 250. Like the Focus ST, I think, is like 260, something like that.
Interesting.
So this has got the most power of all of the hot hatches.
Okay.
And it's got all-wheel drive.
Okay.
It's got what's called GR4 all-wheel drive.
Which means
This is not, and there is actually another great quote here that they were asking about, is the GR4 all-wheel drive system pretty much just a hopped-up version of the same all-wheel drive that you get in like a Mommy Missile RAV4, right? Mm-hmm. And Mr. Sakamoto and the actual like all-wheel drive engineer himself were actually laughing at the question. They straight up laughed at the question and said, actually, no, it's the GR system that is unique to this vehicle only in the States. It's developed through racing from our rally series, and it's going to offer a lot of acceleration control in different conditions. So this is not just like your regular old all-wheel drive off of like a RAV4 or a Highlander.
Yeah.
This is designed specifically for this car. And this all-wheel drive system will, if determined necessary, decide to go from a 50-50 power split front rear to 30-70.
30-70 front rear?
Yeah.
Whoa. Interesting.
So you have an almost rear-wheel drive hot hatch.
Huh. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. That's cool.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah. That is
You're going to get
neat.
3 driving modes. You have normal, sport, and track modes.
And track.
And you will only drive it in track everywhere you go.
You will.
I pity the fool who drives this in normal. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But yeah, and also, it will not have an automatic. It will only have a manual transmission.
I did hear that, and I am stoked to hear
3
that.
pedals, 6 speeds.
I will say, Toyota pretty much nailed this car.
They didn't pretty much nail it. They knocked this damn thing clear out of the park.
They pretty much nailed it. The exhaust is weird. The
exhaust
rest
is
of the
weird.
car is perfect, basically. Assuming that it drives to what they're talking about it driving. But their GR team is very passionate about making a good handling, fun to drive car.
Between the GR Rally team and then Gazoo Racing, like WEC, like hypercar stuff.
Right. That is cool. That is really cool stuff.
So now I'm going to pose you the question. You're buying a hot hatch. What do you buy?
Oh, boy. This became a hot contender real quick.
Sure did.
Yeah, I almost would lean toward this. It has the most power. Did it have a price?
Not yet.
No price yet? Okay.
The price will be the determining factor here.
Yes, it will. But looks-wise, it looks pretty good. You can always swap the exhaust tips for whatever you want. That's fine. Easy
You just
fix.
hack one off.
Yeah, it's easy fix. I think it's between this and Veloster for me. And I've driven a Veloster. I know it's a lot of fun, but I'd be very curious to drive this with 300 more horsepower. How about you?
I cannot believe I'm about to say this.
Yes.
I cannot believe I'm about to say this. I think I would have this over a GTI.
Over the Volkswagen.
I think I would actually give my left testicle for this car.
Wow.
I'm in love with this car.
For this hot hatch.
This is one of my favorite cars that has come out in the past 3 years, maybe.
I can see it.
Like, I am a huge lover of a hot hatch.
Yeah.
You know, a hot hatch for me is like a food group, right?
There's so much character. They're so fun.
They're fun. They're cool looking.
Yeah.
And you can do anything with them because you got a big trunk. So throw the bike, the dog, the kids, the
reasonable
set
to live
of
with.
racing slicks that you're going to take to the track with it and blitz the track and then go home and pick up groceries on the way home.
Yep. They're reasonable to live with.
I am in love with this car.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
I would just cut either the center exhaust tip or the other two.
Right.
But
so
I'm in love with this car. Even in the matte gray.
I was about to ask you. They have a white, a matte gray, and a red.
I like the matte gray a lot.
Okay.
I don't like matte cars, but I like the matte gray a lot.
Really?
This car is doing some very interesting things to me.
Man.
It is stirring up all sorts of emotions for me, and I was not expecting a Toyota Corolla to do this. Of all cars.
Man. Ever since you drove a Mustang, you're just a different person.
You know... True. But this is a hot hatch you could actually drift.
Yeah, you could. If that power split is correct and they put it into a mode that will allow you to drift, yeah, you could.
Dude, I'm so stoked. I've got to get my hands on one of these. Anyone in Toyota or anyone that knows anyone in Toyota, get me behind the wheel of a GR Corolla, please. Please, I'm dying.
That would be awesome.
Because this has become, like I said, one of now my favorite cars that have come out in maybe the past 3 years.
Mm-hmm. That would be pretty awesome.
So now that we have official specs, we've got all-wheel drive that will extend from 50/50 power to 30/70 front rear. We have 300 horsepower. We have 273 pound-feet of torque, and we've got that turbocharged 1.6-liter three-cylinder, and it all weighs about 3,200 pounds. And I am stoked.
The numbers look good. The looks are good. Well, just please don't put the price like crazy high.
Yeah, if this is a $50,000 hot hatch, it loses me.
No, yeah, I suspect it won't be though because it's Toyota.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
I digress. Shall we move on?
Let's move on. Let's move on to something else that's actually GR and Toyota.
It's a very Gazoo racing episode then, isn't it?
This is. This actually is a series that I believe is considering coming back to the U.S.
Hey.
Which is kind of interesting. In 2016, I think that the GT86, I think it was called the GT86 back then.
Yep.
Had a specific series that was just racing those cars. Now Toyota seems to be bringing back the GR Cup, which is the new one, the GR. What is it? 86? Yeah, it's the GT86.
Yeah, it's GR86.
Yeah, GR86 at this point. And they're bringing it back to the U.S. and U.S. only. And they've said it's going to be competing with like the Mazda MX-5 Cup series, where it is a spec car.
Just about to say that.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds an awful lot like MX-5 Cup.
It is very similar to MX-5 Cup. It will be a spec car, and it's going to... They have not come out with the specs of the actual vehicles yet, but it's definitely going to be on the new body style of the 86, which will be pretty cool.
Yep.
The old body style, they do have pictures here if you're watching on YouTube. Some of the old specs are kind of interesting. They have normally this car comes in at around like 206 or something like that horsepower, and they gave it an extra 7 horsepower for the racing version.
Wow!
And an extra 11.
Would that be from a TRD racing exhaust?
From an exhaust and like a slight ECU tune. That's about it. And it only came in with like 162 pound-feet of torque, but it only weighs, once you strip everything out and you put a roll cage in it and you put safety harnesses and everything in it, it only weighs 2,100 pounds.
That's not very heavy.
I'm pretty sure that like 3 dudes could pick this car up.
Actually, yeah, no, you could literally just lift this thing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Dude, where's my car? You come out and your race car is just moved.
Right. So I am kind of excited to see this come back. I'm very curious to see what they actually do with it and who picks it up as the racing series or sanctioning body for this. Because that will be...
Do you think it'll be an IMSA series?
I don't know. I hope so.
What about an SRO series?
That's what I'm suspecting.
You think it's SRO?
I suspect. I kind of hope that it goes that way.
Really?
Although, at the same time, I don't.
Because you want more visibility, and who has better visibility, IMSA or SRO?
IMSA has much better visibility at the moment. Like, MX-5 Cup right now is doing pretty well because IMSA is doing the broadcasting for them, and it is fantastic what they're doing.
Yep.
Little side note, the MX-5 Cup cars are around between 60 and 80 grand when you fully kit them out, which is not terrible.
You know what? For a fully kitted out race car, that's not bad.
That is not bad at all. Especially
it's not like lemons, but...
No, but considering the professional level of racing you're going to do and the circuits you're going to race at, like, we're talking...
That's actually not bad.
Top level racing around the whole entire U.S. for under 100 grand.
I don't think you could do that with a DPI.
No, you're in the millions easily. You're in the millions easily.
Yeah, this is a sub 6-figure investment, essentially.
It is a sub six-figure investment. But it's going to be awesome to see this series come back, and I'm stoked to hear that it is coming back, and I want to actually keep up with it.
So my question to you is, what's going to be more exciting, MX-5 Cup or GR86 Cup?
Probably MX-5 Cup is my suspicion, because the drivers are already in tune with the cars. But a year after this series has come out, maybe this is better. Or
do you think that this is going to be more exciting because it's new and they aren't in tune with the cars and it'll just be chaos?
Your version of racing excitement and my version are slightly different.
I want to see close racing.
Okay.
But close racing while they're trying to figure the cars out could be quite entertaining.
It could be. I suspect this won't be great the first season, but I suspect it will be fantastic the second season.
Now, what's going to be a faster car, the MX-5 Cup or the GR86?
That's a good question.
What do you think is quicker?
Oh, God, I hope this car's faster. I hope it's not the MX-5. I love the little Miatas, but, dude, if this car is slower than a Miata race car, that is pathetic.
You might as well just be go-karting.
The MX-5 Cups are go-karting.
This is true.
Yes. And they're awesome at it.
Go-karts, yes.
Right.
It's like go-karts, and then when you become a preteen, you get an MX-5 Cup. And then when you're a teenager, then you can race like cup cars, like Porsche cup cars. And then when you're an adult, you race professionally with, I don't know, Formula One, like all the young stars are.
Yeah.
But we know that's unrealistic.
Yes. And the money there is a bit much.
Oh, even, you know what's funny? Funny you mentioned money. Money in the competitive karting world is actually like more than the money in like MX-5 Cup.
It is.
Like I've heard through sources that like the money being thrown around in like proper competitive karting for youngins that are like 8 years old is like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not like some good old boy slapped some wheels on a go-kart and was like, let's go whoop some ass here, boys. It's like professional race teams, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Some serious racing money happens in karting. But that is the stepping stone up to F1. So the potential is high, right? Like the MX-5 Cup stepping stone is like you get to IMSA and I guess you go run Le Mans, or you like that's the highest level you go. You go to the Spa 24 or the Rolex 24. Likely you could get there if you really wanted to. So I don't know. It's different. But I'm surprised that they're throwing that much money at like 10-year-olds. I mean, it's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money
to be tossing around.
But think of it this way, right? We played hockey. Yeah. How many people sent their kid to a hockey prep school up north, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars?
I get it.
Yeah. Because
dad was probably a hockey player, yada, yada. Yeah, I get it. Dad's a racing driver. You're going to send the kid to,
Of course.
Yes. Anyway, let's move on.
Okay.
Is there anything interesting going on around social media?
So actually, I've been poking around on the gram and, Facebook and all that. And there's a car that has caught my eye.
Okay.
And it's a car that you would not expect to be doing what it's doing. If I say the words Aston Martin, what comes to mind?
Road racing?
Okay, road racing, sure.
Or Sunday drives.
Yes, or James Bond even.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
If I said Aston Martin and drift competitor in the same sentence.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said.
What?
So there's this absolutely bonkers, insane, crazy Aston drift car that is making its rounds through social media right now. And it is maybe the coolest thing going around at the moment.
Okay.
Oh my God. I love it. So the genius is at the heart of racing teams. So the team that races in like IMSA and the WEC that races a Vantage like GT4, right?
Yeah, they run it, yeah.
Yeah, they run an actual Aston Vantage in road racing that you and I watch.
Yes, they do. Right? They were at Sebring, I believe. Yeah, they decided, let's make a drift car. Hey, excuse me?
So they did.
That is way different. Way different than IMSA racing. Very much
way different, yes. And not only did they make a drift car, they made it wild.
What did they do?
So they took a regular Vantage, right? The new V8 Vantage. It's a stunning car. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It makes a great thundering V8 sound. It's an AMG derived V8, right? Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful car. And they decided to absolutely scrap the V8 that's in it.
Okay.
And instead, what they did is they said, why don't we slap a 6-liter twin supercharged V12 in it?
Wait, you said twin, not turbocharged, supercharged.
That's what I said.
You can twin supercharge things?
Apparently you can. I didn't really know that you could, but yeah, this thing's got a twin supercharger in it.
I feel like that is extremely rare.
Very, in my opinion. Granted, I am not the supercharger man that knows everything about superchargers, but
no.
Yeah, they ditched the regular twin turbo V8 for a twin supercharged 6-liter V12.
Wow. That's wild.
I love it.
But I really like it.
I love it. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's an Aston Martin drift car with a 6-liter twin supercharged V12.
Drift cars are really cool things.
They are.
Because you can just be it's all character.
Yeah.
There's like some performance, but you don't need a ton of performance. You don't need all the aerodynamics of like a pure race car on the street. You don't need the efficiency and that kind of stuff. you can just
You
make
need
them
power.
for show. They're
You
just
need
show vehicles.
Power and steering angle.
Yes.
Those are the only two things you need in a drift car.
Yes.
It's actually pretty crazy, and I'm looking for the figure of what the steering angle is, but
it's
it
bonkers,
is like
whatever they set it to.
it's nuts.
I love that they put a center exhaust out of it. Like the crazy things that they do for show on these cars are amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. They actually started with like the GT3 front and GT3 car, like the actual race car that we see, and then they just pretty much transformed it, slapped in this giant, like you see the pictures of it. Look at it! Look at the damn thing.
You can see that is insane. That's so cool looking though.
And I've heard the videos of it. It's just the most insane thing that's ever existed.
It is
now,
a loud machine.
They slapped a driver in it, and his driver is Darren Kelly.
Darren Kelly.
So
Don't know if I've ever heard of Darren
I don't know
Kelly.
a lot of Darren Kelly, but let's see. He actually,
Well, that's interesting.
I believe he is. Yeah, he's not a drifter.
Oh, really?
Really.
Huh. So the car
Actually, no. Yeah, hold on. No, he's been drifting just like in New Zealand.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
He's been drifting Skylines and R35s and stuff like that. Yeah.
Apparently, this is Darren Kelly. Neat. No, I really like these cars. And actually, Formula Drift is something I do want to go see.
I would love to get to a Formula Drift event.
The underground drifting scene, I think there actually is one here.
There is.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty big one here, too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know too much about it. But the people that do their own cars and drift them like that are crazy. They're awesome. They're all for show, and they're awesome.
It looks like fun.
It looks like so much fun.
It does look like so much fun. What takes more car control, though? Here's a question. What takes better car control skills? Road racing or drifting?
I think that they're different.
Yes, but what takes better?
I don't know.
Put a better on it.
I don't know if you can. Because you're just trying to slide the car for show. And in road racing, you're just going for lap time. Like, sure, you need car control for lap time, but a good, well set up race car, in theory, doesn't even need that much car control.
Okay, fine. Go into turn 7 at Sebring flat out.
Okay. Yeah, you're braking, you're going down gears, you're turning it across the apex, that's fine. But these guys are trying to slide as close to the wall as they possibly can.
True.
I would say that this actually requires more.
I would say this is an art versus a sport.
Yes. Like, you got to play the political game in racing. I'm sure
True.
there's some of that in this.
True.
Yeah, I don't think it's really comparable, though. I am sure that you can swap any driver that is in any one of these sports, and they would probably do very well in either of them.
I bet you're right.
Because the whole idea of driving the car is the same.
Yeah.
And
You got a gas pedal, a brake pedal, and a steering wheel.
like I said, if the cars are set up correctly and they're done correctly for the sport that they're intended for, it's not particularly hard to drive them. It's not easy, but it doesn't take a ton of training to drive them.
True.
Pretty quick.
I see your point.
Yeah.
So one more quick note on this crazy Vantage. They're actually going to be scrapping the 6-liter twin supercharged V12.
What? That was fast.
And they're going to be putting a 6.8-liter twin supercharged V12 in it.
So they went from 6 to 6.8.
Yes.
They just go bigger.
Yes.
Okay.
Go bigger.
Okay.
Go bigger, go home. It's going to have the 6.8-liter twin supercharged V12, supposedly by the next Formula D event in May in Atlanta, I believe.
Okay. That's crazy.
That's insane.
But that's pretty awesome.
I love it.
Yep.
I
That's
love
pretty
it
amazing.
so much. But shall we get into some more of the racing stuff?
We should move on.
Okay.
Because there's some interesting racing news that came out of Formula Boring,
Oh,
which has been relatively entertaining.
it has been much more not Formula boring and much more Formula entertaining this year.
Yes. Did you hear that there is going to be a third, in 2023, there will be a third F1 race in America?
I did.
So we're already in Austin, Texas, which is
Yep.
Circuit of the Americas. They're going to Miami in
Okay,
Florida, which will put 2 races on the calendar. And then they're going to Las Vegas? Question mark? Yeah.
I suppose they are now.
Las Vegas is being added to the 2023 F1 calendar. Huh.
Okay.
That's a lot of races in America.
That's a lot of races in America, which I'm happy about. I'm happy that we do have more races, right?
Yes.
But Are we happy about Vegas, and are we happy about the track? That's another question altogether.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Now, did you know that F1 used to race in Vegas?
I heard they did. It was a while ago. Do you remember when it was?
I think it was 81 and 82.
Okay, so it's been a while.
It's been a long while.
That's how many decades now? That's what, 4 decades?
It's been some time.
Wow, that's 40 years. Holy shit! If you were born in 81, you're 41. You're 41 years old now.
You just insulted many people.
Sorry to everyone that was born in the 80s.
Yes. Anyway, the circuit layout that they're going to do does run down the strip in Las Vegas.
Cool.
It's going to be kind of cool how they laid this out.
Okay.
It is going to be an absolute traffic nightmare for anybody in Las Vegas.
Yeah, if you live in Las Vegas, I'm very sorry.
I am very sorry for you. Now, when this happens, like in St. Petersburg here, the street circuits of St. Pete, when IndyCar comes, it's relatively out of the way. It's not that bad.
You can circumvent it, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a long water, and there's just kind of one area along the water you just can't really drive down and around.
And it's also on part of like an airport.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. But the strip is like a particularly big corridor for a lot of cars to go in and out of stuff.
The strip is what you think of when you think of Vegas.
Yes.
That's why you go to Vegas.
Yeah, and I wonder how, considering me and my wife were just there, not within the past year, I wonder how they're going to do the actual layout. Because there's a lot of like sidewalks where people are pedestrian walking around the strip because that's what you do on the strip. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if those are going to be closed. I don't know. But I kind of hope not, because the Bellagio has the fountains and all that stuff is right along there. It would be very interesting to see how they do
I've never
this.
personally been to Vegas, so I can't tell you.
Right. That's fine. It will be kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. Now, why is F1 doing 3 races in America?
Money.
Do you think so?
Why wouldn't they?
It has to be that. So the other question now becomes, what race is getting kicked off the calendar?
Or are they just adding a race?
No, they're kicking one off.
Sochi? Sochi's kicked, right?
From what I've heard, it's down to 3 pretty big races.
Which ones?
I've heard Spa, I've heard Silverstone, and I've heard another big one that I can't remember the name of right now. Yeah. Like, these are big races.
Saudi Arabia?
No.
Or
money.
You're right.
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi is such a boring circuit to watch.
I agree. But all the boring tracks are paying out the wazoo.
Shit.
And this is all a political game anyway. Yeah. So I'm stoked, and I'm kind of not stoked at the same time, considering what is about to leave the calendar. Possibly.
You're right.
Yes.
If it's Spa, I will send a strongly worded letter.
F1 did just screw over everybody at Spa last year. Don't you remember? The rain event.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
There was no green flag laps.
I forgot about that.
There was just 2 or 3 caution laps, and that was it.
Spa is one of the best races to watch, too.
It is.
Oh, Rouge and Radion? Oh.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. So we'll see. This is going to become very political very quick about this race. A couple interesting things here, though. There are 3 straightaways on this new circuit, the longest being the portion of the track on the Vegas Strip, which is kind of interesting. 14 turns in a single chicane section. It'll be around 3.8 miles. It should set up for around 212 miles an hour down as the top speeds coming down the strip.
Damn, son.
That's quick down the strip. That'll be really cool to see. And apparently it will be around 2023 in November.
Do you like the track layout?
Considering I was just there, I like it from a camera's perspective. I like it from like the visual aspect.
You're putting your photography hat on, aren't you?
Yeah, and kind of just like the broadcast that they're going to do. The F1 broadcast is going to look amazing. Yeah. Because you're going to be going down the strip. They're going to be F1 cars racing down the strip.
That'll be cool.
It'll be amazing to watch. But how they do it from like a perspective of the fans there and how the chaos of the traffic will be, it's going to be terrible.
Yeah, I think so. I don't like the lack of corners. It says 14 turns, but they're calling a gentle bend a corner.
A gentle bend in F1 is clearly flat out.
That is not a corner, dude.
No.
So I can see 2 corners that I would almost dispute as being corners, right?
Right.
Turn 10 and whatever that is, turn 14 back there?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It needs more corners.
I totally agree with you.
If they would have done some sort of chicane around the Eiffel Tower or something. I don't know if you can. That'd have been cool.
I don't know. I don't remember that area right now. That would be cool, though.
But I'm stoked that there's another race coming. I'm not stoked that they're going to boot off a good race.
Yep.
But I'm stoked that it's going to be in America. But I'm not stoked that it's potentially a street. Well, not potentially. I'm not stoked that it is a street circuit.
Right.
I don't think we need another street circuit. We need another actual track circuit.
There's so many good racetracks
Everywhere.
There are Watkins Glen, amazing.
That
Go
would have been
for it.
beautiful.
Barber Motorsports Park, go for it. Will
Yep.
be awesome.
You name it.
Anyone, Mid Ohio, I don't care. Put them back at Sebring, I don't care.
That would have been something.
Yeah, put them at Laguna Seca. Laguna Seca would be amazing for F1.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Right? Just why are we doing another street circuit?
I don't know. Money, money, money.
You're right. It's all money.
It's all political. It's all money in
God
F1.
damn, we don't need another street circuit is my problem.
F1 becomes more annoying the more into it you get.
You're right.
It does.
You're very
right. It really
right.
does.
My brain is going in terms of street circuits. Like, think back to that Indy race at Nashville.
It was a hot
Was that
mess.
not the most colossal shitstorm you've ever seen?
It was a hot mess, dude. Yeah.
I hope that's not what happens here.
I suspect it won't be, but also you never know because these events you can't practice prior to.
Correct.
Because the street goes up or the street circuit just goes up the week before and that's it.
Yes, because people are commuting to work on that street.
Yes. So it never usually sets up for a good event the first year.
Oof.
Money, money,
Interesting.
money.
Yes. Yes. Shall we stick with the F1 theme, though?
Let's do it.
So this weekend is, I don't even know what day today is. Jeez Louise. We are April 6th as of recording. So this weekend is the 10th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the 10th, there is, or 11th, whenever it is, the Sunday, there is going to be a Formula One race.
There will be.
Do you know where they're at?
They will be, I believe, upside down.
They will be upside down, and the toilet will be spinning the wrong way.
Yes, they will be down under in Australia.
Australia, mate.
Which I believe is where they used to open the season.
It is,
right?
yeah.
In Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they'll be down there. It should be a good race. Did you know that the race time here in America, in Eastern time zone, will be at 1 a.m.? That's terrible.
On Sunday night or Sunday, like Saturday night or Sunday night?
Saturday night into Sunday morning. It's 1 a.m. here. Pretty rough time to watch. I will not be watching live. I'll watch the rebroadcast, which I think happens at 8 a.m. Yep.
I also believe this is not going to be at the same Grand Prix track as it has been.
I think it's at the same track, but they've made major tweaks to the circuit.
Oh, yeah, it is coming back to Albert Park.
Yes.
Right.
But they have made, I think, safety concern changes to the track.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at all the stuff because I do remember there was some issues that happened.
I do like that circuit. It
is at Albert Park, yeah.
It is a cool track, and it does give you for some good racing. Probably better than you'll see at Vegas.
Yeah.
But it's also all the way across the world.
I think you're probably right, yeah.
Yeah. So there's also some other racing that's happening this weekend.
Yes, there is.
Everybody's over in California right now.
It actually seems like literally everyone in the racing world is actually, in California.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's in California.
Like, if you're not in Formula One, you're in California.
And that is because there's the Long Beach Grand Prix, which has IndyCar, which has IMSA racing, which has Stadium Super Truck racing.
Had Formula D, Formula Drift.
And Formula D right now. Pretty crazy weekend. If you're over in California, I'd actually suggest going there because you're going to see a lot of really cool and different stuff.
A lot of racing.
Can you imagine more diversity? Stadium Super Trucks, which fly in the air over ramps.
True.
IMSA is sports car racing, which multi-class stuff. Indy is proper open wheel, like single-seater crazy stuff, which is cool to see. And then, what was the final one?
Formula D.
And Formula D, drifting. Like, I can't imagine more diversity.
That's a lot of different
That's
stuff.
a ton of, it's for the same track. That's a ton of diversity.
You know what would make that even better?
What?
NASCAR on the streets of Long Beach.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Or Aussie V8 Supercar.
Well, yes.
Yeah. But I could kind of argue that the Stadium Super Trucks are almost a better version of the NASCAR.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
But either way, then we'd have the whole circle of pretty much every racing that happens in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. So some notables, though, our buddy, Grant Talkie, is racing Carrera Cup out there.
Yeah.
He has been on the podcast.
Yeah.
We've interviewed him. So hope you kick some butt over there, Grant.
Yeah. Good luck, Grant. We will be rooting for me here back home in Sarasota.
For sure. And then another Sarasota native, Cletus McFarland.
Yes.
The dude that owns the Freedom Factory.
Old Cleater. Happy birthday, brother. By the way, you had a birthday this week, I believe.
Nice. He will be racing Stadium Super Trucks for the first time.
Let's go.
At Long Beach.
That is so perfect.
Yeah. He got invited by the dudes that do a bunch of drifting with Mustangs. Can't remember
Adam
his name.
LZ.
Yeah, his
Von
team.
Gittin Jr.
Von Gittin Jr. Somehow got him in touch with the Stadium Super Truck guys, and he was doing some testing with them and ramping over ramps. Those trucks, they look fun.
They look
but
much fun.
They look very, you have to be very on edge and like perfectly on edge to make them efficient and fast.
Because if not, then they're just sloppy and all over the place.
But sloppy as in they'll understeer too much, or you can oversteer them too much, but more they'll understeer too much.
Yeah.
It's a weight management game with that much suspension travel.
Load the front suspension.
Yeah.
Pitch it in. Get some grip on those front tires.
And try to get the perfect amount of grip and keep the weight shifting correctly through the corner.
Because that suspension travels so much.
Yeah. And even Von Gittin Jr. in the thing that I saw where they were doing some testing was like, I've never felt a car that tells you you're doing it wrong faster than this.
You know what? I believe it.
Yeah.
Because it's just so floppy and wobbly and flubbery.
But it also tells you here's the way to do it right.
Ah, true.
But when you're that like fine line to walk is very narrow. And if you're off by a little bit, you're way off.
That would be really cool.
It looks
It would be a
hard,
lot of fun to try.
Yeah, it looks very fun.
I definitely want to do that.
Yes. So yeah, I'll be watching some of the stuff at Long Beach, probably the IMSA race. I don't know if I'll check Indy, but it should be really cool to watch.
Perfect.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. So enjoy everyone's trips into California.
For sure. So I was listening to a podcast a couple days ago.
Okay.
And they ended up doing a little quiz. There's a website called Sporkle. Sporkle. Which is apparently a whole bunch of like sporting related quizzes. And I searched a car quiz.
Ooh, all right.
I have a car quiz for you.
Ooh, I'm excited for this.
Okay. All right. So I am going to give you, I'll put this in the description for people so that they can check it out and go do this on their own. If you want to do this, pause the show, go do it, and then come back. And you'll get to see the results that Michael did and I also did.
Yes, and then drop a comment with your results.
Yes, for sure. All right. So I am going to be asking you, don't look at my screen because I have the results here, okay? I'm going to be asking you a make of a car, or a model of a car, sorry, and you have to give me the make. So you have to give me the brand.
So you're going to give me the model, I'll give you the brand.
Yes.
Okay.
So, for example, it would be like Civic, and you would give me?
Honda.
Yes. Okay. So we have, I believe that there are 20 answers here.
Okay.
And I'm going to go down the list. Okay.
All right.
And you got to either give me one or skip.
All right.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Focus.
All right. Focused.
No. That is the first one.
Oh.
Focus.
Ford.
That was amazing. Malibu.
Chevy.
Yep. Jetta.
Volkswagen.
And there will be no duplication of any of the brands.
Okay, so I'm not going to have two Fords.
No.
Got it.
Camry.
Obviously Toyota.
Mm-hmm. Accord.
Honda.
Eldorado.
Ooh. Dodge?
No.
Why am I missing Eldorado? Who's Eldorado?
Starts with a C.
Oh, C.
Mm-hmm. Older people.
Did I already say Chevy?
Nope. It's not Chevy.
Older? Cadillac.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't believe I missed that.
Grand Vitara, I think is how you say
Grand
it.
Vitara.
Vitara?
Is that Pontiac?
No.
Oh, Saturn.
No. It is an S brand, though.
Yes. The Suzuki.
Yes.
That's what it is.
The 626. 626.
Mazda.
Yeah, I'm surprised you got that one.
I remember that one. I remember that one. I don't know why I remember the Mazda 626. It was such a shit
car. I have no idea either. Okay, Altima.
Nissan.
Yes. Elantra.
Hyundai.
Okay.
Or as they would say, Hyundai.
Hyundai. Navigator.
Lincoln.
Yep. Okay, so that's halfway done.
Okay.
So far, you've basically gotten all of them with a little bit of help on the Cadillac one.
Yep.
Charger.
Dodge.
Mm-hmm. Forester.
Subaru.
Boxster.
Porsche.
Uh-huh.
You're scaring
the Sorento.
Me. What is it?
Or Sorento.
Kia.
The Sorento, yep. The V12 Vantage.
Oh, obviously that's going to be Aston.
Okay. M3.
Oh, you mean the one that doesn't use turn signals?
Uh-huh.
BMW.
Uh-huh. Testarossa.
Ferrari.
Okay. Galant.
Mitsubishi.
Crossfire.
Oh, I hated this car so much. It looks like a dog taking a dump. Chrysler.
Astra.
Astra? Are these all American makes?
Nope.
Vauxhall.
No.
Oh, no. Not Vauxhall. Why am I drawing a blank? It's the other one.
It is the other one.
Oh, why can't I not think of it? First letter?
O.
Opel.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so 2 with a little bit of help, and then Veyron.
Bugatti.
Yes. All right. So you got basically all of them with a teeny bit of help on 2 of them.
Okay. We'll take it.
I ended up doing it, and I believe I got a bunch wrong. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Whoa.
6. I missed Mitsubishi with the Galant. I missed the Astra Opel. I missed the Navigator, the Lincoln Navigator.
Yep.
The 626. I had no idea that Mazda made
Yeah, it
a
was a Mazda.
626. Yeah, I had no idea about
I knew that immediately. I don't know why.
The Grand Vitara, I didn't know about that one either.
Suzuki, yeah.
And then the Eldorado.
Now that I'm thinking back through them, Suzuki Grand Vitara.
Yeah.
Right? The Cadillac, the Eldorado, that Cadillac, yes. Of course I should have got that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, yeah, post your results below. I ended up missing 7. You technically got all 20 of them.
Well, how about we'll go 18? We'll go 18.
Okay, 18. 18 is fine.
I want to be honest here.
Okay.
Right?
18
Honesty is
Yes.
a ethics thing
But
here.
I thought that was a fun little adventure.
I like those quizzes. Those are fun.
There are other car ones, so maybe we'll do another few if you guys like them as
We
well.
definitely should do more.
Yes.
Because I like them, along with the grind my gear segment.
Yes.
Yes. Should we move on?
We should.
Okay. So I've been out and about, and I've seen a bunch of things. Have you seen anything?
I have seen a few things, but I'm sure you've seen more.
I have seen more.
Okay.
So, shall I start with my car spots?
I think you should.
Okay, so the first thing I saw was a very heavily modified Ferrari 488. It wasn't a regular 488 GTB. It was a 488 GTB that's been lowered on some sort of custom wheels. I couldn't tell. I think they were maybe HREs or Anarchy wheels. I'm not 100% sure, but they were very, very nice wheels. Let's see. It had an extraordinarily modified exhaust, and it was screaming. So, big fan of that.
Yep, a lowered 488 is good.
I'm always it's one thing to see an exotic car, but then it's like I see that a lot.
Yeah.
But then I see a modified one. I'm like, okay, yep, that guy gets it.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Right. Then the next thing that I saw that caused me to really scratch my head.
I love these. Let's go.
So it's a car that's not cheap. It's a Rolls Royce.
Okay.
Rolls Royce Cullinan black badge. So the SUV.
Yeah.
And the black badge trim was the super luxury expensive trim.
Okay.
So this is like a $450,000 SUV, right?
All right.
We talked about these before.
Yes.
I think they weigh like 7,000 or 8,000 pounds, right?
Yes.
It's like you're just driving around in a mansion with like marble floors and all this, right? So a Rolls Royce Cullinan, but it was like it was someone's first car like they were 16 because the wheels were curbed. He was missing a center cap on one of the wheels. Big dent in the trunk. It was dirty. Scratches all over the side. One of the wheels was curbed so bad I could see it kind of wobble.
That was a Cullinan?
Yes, a brand new Cullinan was beat to hell.
Whoa.
Normally, even if it's someone's daily driver, like if it's someone that's like uber wealthy and their daily driver is a $500,000 Cullinan, right? That's actually pretty much the exact spec that I saw. This with the one that you just pulled up, this black with those wheels. It's like it was missing one of the Rolls-Royce center caps in the wheels.
What the heck?
It was, I mean, the thing just looked like, honestly, like some 16-year-old Civic that you see in a school parking lot.
That's weird.
It was beat up. It just...
You don't often see that from a Rolls Royce.
No.
You never do, really.
I saw it and I'm like, what?
Because they likely have the finances to be able to fix the car if they bought the car, assuming they didn't just steal the car, which
True.
Maybe this is the situation, but that is very odd for that brand.
Yeah.
Very odd.
I saw it and I was like, wow, that is just atrocious.
Huh.
What have you doofus done?
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah. So that is something that I had to mention because I've never seen a Rolls Royce that had been beat up that bad.
Yes.
But then my next two things are two things that I spotted that are two of my favorite cars ever. But the reason I'm putting them in here is because I have a debate.
Okay.
It's about colors. You know I'm a colors guy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I saw two different Porsche GT3 RSs, both the 991.2 generation. Okay.
Okay.
I saw one in...
Is that the most recent gen?
Yeah, the 992 is coming out for a GT3 RS. It's not out yet. But this is the recent one you can buy.
Gotcha.
So the first spec I saw was racing yellow with black wheels.
Okay.
Then the next spec that I saw was Miami blue on Orem wheels. Now, Orem is that like bronze gold wheel.
Okay. So it was yellow with
Yellow with black wheels.
Yellow with black.
Or blue with gold wheels.
Or blue with gold. This is easy for me.
What do you take?
I have a blue car and I want to put gold rims on it. That is the Subaru way to do things.
Correct.
It's not the right badge for those colors, but I do like it better than the yellow and black. What's your take?
Honestly, I really like the Miami blue with the Orem wheels.
Yeah. Yeah. You cannot go wrong with that.
Such a good spec, dude. I saw both of them and I thought, okay, if I'm going to have a GT3 RS, how do I spec it? Do I spec it racing yellow or do I spec it Miami blue, right? So I like them both. I know I love them both, right? GT3 RS is like up there, way up there in terms of like dream car list for me. And I'm going to be honest, I'm really loving the Miami blue with the Orem wheels.
You can't go wrong with Miami blue.
I mean, the racing yellow is great in its own, right? Yeah. The racing yellow is so good because it's just pretty, right?
Oh, right.
But the Miami blue with the Orem wheels, that's good.
Yeah. It really reminds me of that Porsche that we saw, the Cayman, I believe.
Yeah.
It was the purple. It was more of a purple.
Oh, yeah.
You know
so the navy blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was
blue.
You ready? That's gentian blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that had the Martini livery on it, which was very well spec'd. Every time there's a blue and gold, it tickles. It's fantastic.
It's so good.
Yeah. Now, the yellow and black is good.
It is very good.
But it doesn't stand up.
What is a faster color?
That's a good question.
Ha ha.
Is the yellow and black the fastest color?
It could be. The name of the color is racing yellow.
Of course you would know that. It might be the best. Is a white with the red accent better? I think a white with the red accent's better. For racing.
Yellow's the fastest color. But Miami blue is the best color.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. Yeah.
So my spot of the week is going to go to the Miami blue GT3 RS and not the racing yellow one because we both deemed the Miami blue GT3 RS as the best.
And I saw a Miami blue Taycan like 2 weeks ago. It was fantastic looking. I think that's the best color they make.
Miami blue is one of the best colors to exist.
Do you think that's the best color Porsche makes?
Oh, see, you're asking me that question. Why don't I have a wealth of paint to sample knowledge here?
Oh, I know.
So the answer to that question is no, because you have Brewster green, British racing green, Irish green, Albert blue, Riviera blue, Mexico blue. You have... What would you like me to continue?
No, that's plenty.
Okay, thank you.
So you just went blues and greens. So it would be a blue or green for you.
For me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Or arena red or chili pepper red. There's chili pepper red, fire red. There's, carmine red, pastel yellow.
You could go on for hours.
Gulf blue.
Okay, let's get this show on the road here.
All right. So, did you spot anything, Mr. Derek Schmidt?
I did. I didn't spot anything particularly interesting, but we'll go through them real fast.
Okay.
I did spot a black on black on black on yellow brake calipers. Lamborghini Huracan, which... Not a bad spec.
It's a clean spec.
It's a clean spec.
I'm good with that.
It wasn't the one with the wing like we're showing in here in the picture, but still a relatively clean spec.
I like it.
Yes. And then I also happened to see the Audi e-tron GT. I don't believe it was the RS, but I don't think that the RS looks any different at the moment. These are growing on me. These are growing on me pretty quickly. Every time I see one of these, I think they look better and better.
It is a good-looking car.
It is a very
It is an EV
car.
that has the one thing that most EVs don't have,
which is
a grille. Meaning it has a face.
Yes. It does actually have a face to it.
Which is why I think it is one of the best looking EVs.
Mm-hmm. I can totally agree with you. Now, I wonder if over time we'll lose the face. I suspect we will, but that's to be determined.
I hope we don't, but I think you might be right.
Yes, I think I'm right. While I was looking at these, the range around 230 miles, horsepower around 450. I think that's for just the GT, not the RS.
Yeah.
And I actually found an interesting stat. The curb weight is 5,000 pounds. And then I found a gross vehicle weight rating.
GVWR, right?
I believe that's what it stands for. Did you know what that means? Do you know what that means?
The vehicle weight of a very gross, ugly vehicle. I don't really know.
So it's the curb weight plus the weight of your passengers, fuel, any accessories, and the cargo, as well as a tongue weight, which is a tow trailer.
For towing, yeah.
Yes, with 10% to 20% the combined total towing load of the trailer weight. So it's basically like the maximum weight you can put in the vehicle before bad things start happening.
Yeah, before you break suspension components and things.
I thought that was a cool stat.
Interesting. I didn't realize that's actually what gross vehicle weight rating was.
Gross vehicle weight rating.
Talking about. And
it's not very high. It's 6,200 pounds. The curb weight is 5,000 pounds. So you have 1,200 pounds to play with in this car.
So you get 4.
Yeah, you fill it to the brim with people, and you
Americans.
Get not much more.
Yes. 4 of us.
Yes.
Well, us, you and I's, but no, 4 average people that I'm not going to continue any further with.
Good call. Good call. But I do like this car, and I've seen it in now 2 different colors. I think I saw it in like the gray, and then this is like a darker kind of blackish, and I really like it. I really like it.
Okay, would you rather that or a Tesla?
Honestly, I'm kind of leaning toward this.
Ooh.
From a look standpoint, I lean
Tesla.
toward this.
Your looks only. You're going this over a Tesla?
Yes. Functionality-wise, I'm not sure yet.
Well, yeah.
I suspect this is not as good.
Obviously, but just looks-wise. You would take this over a Tesla?
Yeah, I totally would.
Good.
And you're the same way, I imagine?
100%.
Yes.
100%.
All right. Those were my spots. I didn't see much else other than a whole bunch of, beat-up Ultimas.
Yep.
With bumpers
Agreed.
missing.
All right. So, we've been going a little long here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's about time for the I wish they would have's.
Let's wrap it up.
All right. So, starting with an I wish they would have from one of our listeners. So, Kyle, thank you for sending this. But love your I wish they would have. And we kind of chatted a little bit about this in a previous episode. But Kyle, you mentioned that you wish they would do like window tint, kind of like it where it transitioned, kind of like prescription glasses, where like in the sun it would do darker and it would go lighter at night. I love that.
It seems so common sense.
I love that.
The
that
transition
makes so
lenses
much
exist.
sense.
I don't know why it can't be done.
It completely makes sense, right?
Yeah.
When it's super bright out, make the tint dark. When it's nighttime, make the tint light. Duh.
How has no car company done that yet? I don't understand.
It doesn't seem like it's such a hard thing to do.
No, just figure out the science that they did in those transition lenses. I don't know how it works off the top of my head.
Me neither.
And then just sort it out in a windshield. Like,
call it a day. Right?
Yeah, easy.
Should be easy.
Yes.
But I love your I wish they would have. Thank you for sending that. So now, do you have an I wish they would have?
I do. So, have you ever been in a car with a roll cage?
Yes.
They're a pain in the butt.
Yes.
They are big metal poles everywhere. They're lifesavers. It's what they're designed to do. If you roll the car, it will save your life, no doubt.
100%.
Specifically, race cars have them everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish that race cars had a way to, and maybe street cars too, street cars that have roll cages in them, like the GT3 RS. It has a roll cage in it, right?
Not a full cage, a half cage.
Okay, yeah, it has scaffolding in the back, you're right. I wish that there was a way to take specific tubes or specific bars in the roll cage out around like the getting in and out of the car area, because it is particularly hard to get into the seat of a car with the roll cage.
Correct.
Because you have to climb over that bar that is right across the driver's side. I wish there was a way to like unlatch that bar or remove it so it would be easier to get in and out of the vehicle and then just re-put it back in.
I like where you're going, but would that not compromise integrity?
It depends on how you did it from an engineering perspective. I could see a way how you could do it where it wouldn't compromise safety. But you are adding hinges and more complexity in there. So
things.
Yes, in theory it is reducing the safety. But the ease of use would be so nice.
The ease of use would be so nice.
Man, they're a pain in the butt.
But you know what they are?
What?
Freaking cool looking.
You look in the back and you just got scaffolding back there.
It's so cool looking.
So you can...
If I'm ever at, I don't know, some sort of a car event and I see a car that has a roll cage in it, I'm automatically like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like you.
Oh, for sure.
I like you a lot.
And it is safer.
It is.
By a lot. By a whole lot.
It is a huge amount safer, yes.
Yes.
Because you will not just crumple if you go onto your head.
Yes.
Can dig it.
So that's mine.
Okay.
How about you?
All right. My I wish they would have comes from a conversation that my dad and I had.
Okay.
We're both Porsche files. We like Porsches quite a lot, as you can probably tell.
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking more specifically about the Taycan.
The electric car.
Yes.
Tell me more.
And we were talking about the badging of it.
Yes, I know where this is going.
Okay. I wish that Porsche would not have badged the Taycan the Turbo and Turbo S and
It's got a
4
turbo.
and 4S.
Yeah, where's the turbo?
It ain't got no turbo. And I don't like that they also badged the lower model, the 4S. The 4 is supposed to denote all-wheel drive. They're all-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm. Is the Mustang Mach-E a Mustang?
No.
Exactly. Marketing.
Same thing with Porsche as well with the 911, and you're going to actually laugh at me.
Oh.
The Porsche the current 911, you have the regular 911 Carrera, and then you also have the 911 Turbo. The regular Carrera is turbocharged. The Turbo is also turbocharged.
Really?
So your non-turbo is a turbo, and your turbo is a turbo.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
So, Porsche, your branding and your badging need some work, brother.
If they would have just called it the Taycan, would you have been happy with it?
If they could have done the Taycan Plus.
Okay.
And the Taycan and the Taycan Plus. Fine. Perfectly fine.
Okay.
I had no problem with that. But they called it the Taycan Turbo S. Where is the turbo?
Doesn't exist. It's gone.
9! I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I was very perplexed. I think everyone was very perplexed when they came out with that name and said, this is the electric turbo. And we all went, huh? No, it's not.
There's no turbo on the car. It does not exist.
Yeah, it seemed very odd. It seemed too much marketing.
In German fashion, it is incorrect.
Yeah.
They hired an American to do their badging, I think. I mean, I love my country. I'm patriotic as hell, but that is definitely an American thing to do.
Does Chevy come out with like cars that say turbo on them without turbos?
They would if they could. I don't know.
I don't know any other car company that's done that.
It's just dumb.
It is dumb.
I wish Porsche would not have called the Taycan the Turbo S and
no,
the 4S and all that.
That was
just Taycan and Taycan Plus. End. And no more discussion.
I agree. That would have been much better.
So, it's my wish it would have.
All right, I like it.
So then, do you have anything else for episode 58?
I do believe that's it.
All right. So in that case, that's going to wrap us up for episode 58. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for us, drop a comment, and hit the subscribe button. That'd be awesome. If you're listening on audio only, so Apple, Google, wherever, Spotify, all of them, right? If you leave us a 5-star rating and a review, that would be excellent as well. We would be so grateful for that. And just like we talked about today, if you've gotten I wish they would have, send it over. We'll chat about it on air. And if there's nothing else from you, Derek, that's going to wrap us up. You ready?
Yep.
All right. See you guys next week. Thanks.
Peace.